Hi, and good morning, everyone. My name is Doreen Jacoby. I'm President and CEO of Derdack here in the US, and I have the pleasure of guiding you through our session here today to tell you a little bit about who Derdack is, which customers we serve, and then pass over to my colleague Patrick Casey, who will be guiding you through the actual product demo. Let's think about the importance of automating communication processes. In today's world, everything's fast. You need to be in the know right away. You need to know what's going on. You need to react. Uptime is critical. Customers will literally grill you if there's anything going on and you cannot attest for it. So, this is where we come from. We take event sources like the MicroFocus product stack, your SMAX, your OpsBridge, your HPOM, HPSM, and put a completely automated communication layer on top of it. What does that mean? Well, you have people in the field, you have engineers, you have people on call, all of them need to be dispatched, and they really just want to get what is relevant to them. They don't want to filter through the noise. They don't want to come in the morning and just scroll their way through 1,000 different emails and then maybe miss the one that's really important and critical. You want to help them. You want to provide a tool that filters through all of that for them, that has all the different communication capabilities, and that factors in responsibilities and availabilities of your staff. And more than that, that basically links your complete help desk and monitoring and machine supervision to the people that need to be in the know. And this is what Derdack provides. We have two solutions. One is our classic enterprise alert software. It runs on-premise or hybrid. And the other one is our born in the cloud solution, Signal 4. For the sake of this session, we're going to share both of these solutions with you today, so you get the complete picture. And we have set up our demo around some typical use cases that our customers have shared with us. When we look at Enterprise Alert, which is the first product that you're going to see, then we've chosen one of our customers in the transportation industry. They had a lot of issues with very critical situations in case there were derailments or leakages or anything that was going on the tracks, and they needed to assemble people quickly to take care of the issue, let's say the next morning. So they would call through lists of people, assemble lists, call through the lists of people, and then try to get a certain amount of people on the tracks for fixing everything that needed to be fixed in the morning. They, of course, needed to factor in skills because it was leakage or spillage and some chemicals were involved and not everyone was trained to do it. So they basically needed to make sure that they had everything covered, and that took very long. It was a very painful manual process. It could take all night and they would still not have enough people to get there in the morning. So they'd start and divert away from the list and actually call contractors in. Now, these contractors, of course, charge a little more, and then the issue with that also was that if they diverted from the lists and contractors came in instead of the actual workers they should have called out to as part of the list, then if these workers were unionized, they had the option to file for grievances, which they did. So they lost money on top of that. What we provided them with Enterprise Alert was the ability to do all of this call out mechanism fully automated to keep track of who actually responded, and to, of course, run through the whole list a lot faster. People can get notified 3 different ways, and the man hours were reduced significantly. We initially had 16 man hours that they needed to compile or complete one of the callouts, and now it is down to about 2.5 to 3, depending on the kind of scenario. So this is a pretty good use case we felt that we would like to share with you here today. And I'm going to pass this over to Patrick, so Patrick can actually give you a rundown of the solution, and you can get a feeling for how it looks like. And with that, over to you, Patrick.
Thanks, Doreen. What I'd like to showcase today is the ability for Enterprise Alert to automatically send out notifications to respective parties when an event comes through from any third-party source. We'll also showcase how notifications can be sent out manually through the web portal as well as through the mobile device. So let's jump into it. What we're going to do today is simulate a train derailment, and we're going to do this from the REST API. Now, we have several event sources that we could set up within Enterprise Alert, anywhere from major ITSM solutions, but today we're going to showcase the REST API. Okay, so we have a train API here. Each API has its own private key, and the event parameters that come through from those are going to be seen in the actual notifications that are delivered, whether it be a text message, whether it be read through a voice call, things like that. So let's jump over here to the Alert Center. And right now, everything is fine. There's no events going on, but we're going to go ahead and trigger one of these through the REST API. I'm going to do this in the background and trigger one off. We'll see it populate here in the web app as well as on the mobile device. Oh, here it comes through. So now we have an urgent train alert. We can see this on the mobile app by going into the alert itself. We see all of the different parameters that have come through. This is an urgent maintenance alert. We're able to see all of the different information, the message that was read through this event. We also have a tier escalation set up on this. Taking a look at that, we'll go into the details of the web portal. And we see here we have 10 minutes to respond until it jumps to the next team. The destination is the derailment team. This is just a team of users that have been pulled into Enterprise Alert through Active Directory. Right now there's 2 people in the team. I'm the first one, and it's going to send me a text message. And if I do not respond, then it's going to send one over to Fabian. All the event details can be seen through the web portal as well as through the mobile app. So let's jump over to the mobile app again. And I'm going to acknowledge this alert just by clicking on acknowledge, type it in an annotation. And now I've acknowledged the alert. The web portal is going to automatically update, and we see now that things have turned green, and the annotation that I put in on the phone shows up. So this is going to give you the transparency that you need for all team members to see who is handling an alert and what's going on with it. Next, we'll talk about how we can manually generate this same type of callout using the callout features within Enterprise Alert here. So if we go to the callout section, we'll see we have several pre-made templates. Now each one of these templates can be pre-configured to go to a specific destination team with a specific message. Let's take a look at the car derailment one. And we see here that this callout can be made via an incoming SMS. So if I send a text message to Enterprise Alert with code 987, it is going to trigger this callout. Now this callout is specifically set to notify stakeholders of a specific incident. Take a look at the alerting team. It's going to go to the derailment feed. Notification feeds can be made public or private, just depending on the business needs. This is going to be delivered via voice call. And the message that will be read is similar to the one we triggered from the automatic event. But these messages can be tailored. You can put in ad hoc messages, target specific different teams as you see fit. So let's go ahead and trigger this call out. Here's where we can add in additional messages if we need to. Change the predetermined notification channel, but we'll leave it at the voice call right now. We'll click go. Pulling it up on the mobile phone. See there's a new alert coming through. One of the nice things about the web portal is it's going to show you who is being notified and who has received this alert, who has acknowledged it, and which ones failed. So this is going to allow you to see these are the people that were notified. Did they get it or did they not? See, these calls failed here, so we're going to go ahead and retry, which is just going to generate this call out again. Okay, so it's as simple as coming in, clicking on 2 different buttons, and then that will notify each one of the stakeholders again in case of critical alerts. In this case, we're going to go ahead and acknowledge this alert via one of the calls. And we see here, Doreen has received it, Fabian has received it, and both of them have listened to the alert. So this was a successful delivery. Up next, we'll showcase Signal 4, our lightweight SaaS solution. This demo will be a standard walkthrough of a fire alarm in a building. What you're seeing on the screen here is the web portal in the background and the mobile app up front. If we take a look at the mobile app here, it says, "My status is now off duty." Clicking on my icon here will punch me in on duty. This means I am the first tier of response for any alerts that come through. If I tap my icon twice, I'm then punched in as a manager. Managers receive the second tier of escalation when any alerts that have come through have not been acknowledged. Let's just punch me in as the first tier, and then take a look around the mobile app here for a second. It sees that there's no signals while I've been on duty, and all of the different categories that we have listed in the mobile app shows an at-a-glance view on how many alerts have been triggered from each category. I can see the team members that are on duty, and I can also raise a manual alert straight from the bottom of the mobile app. So let's see how it works in action. If we look at the web portal, we see that there are several pre-defined connectors, which will allow me to receive incoming events. The easiest way is just by sending an email to the team-specific email address. When you subscribe to Signal 4, each team gets its own email address, and any emails that come through will raise an alert. We can also use the inbound webhook, which is very powerful for those parameters that come through with a lot of data. Sometimes it's hard to read when it comes through. Signal 4 is going to augment all of these alerts and put them in an easily read format. So we're going to go ahead and use this webhook here. I'm going to use Rester, and we're going to trigger a fire alarm. So there's a fire in building 1. Please evacuate to the nearest exit. So if we trigger this alert and go back over to the mobile app, we see there is now a new alert. Going in, we have a red icon with a fire extinguisher here. A fire has been detected. Please evacuate. From within the alert, I can go through and see how the type, source, and state of this alert has all been segmented out. Okay, this is particularly useful when you have monitoring systems sending you a lot of data with a lot of different parameters, makes it an easy read format. I can add an annotation. And the annotations that I add are going to show up, and all team members that are on duty are going to be able to see these messages. Acknowledging this alert just by clicking on the question mark. We can also close it out from the main screen just by clicking on the icon. If we go back over to the home screen now, we see that there is a fire, one alert for the fire category. So it's easy to go in and find out how many alerts have been triggered for each one of these. Ensuring staff members are on duty and receive alerts is easy with the shift and duty scheduling. So we have a 30-minute, 1 hour, and 1 day scheduler. So if I need to be on duty here, I just simply come in, highlight the time from 12 to 12:30, or I can extend it out for a longer period of time. We can do this for several members on the team. In the minimum number of team members on duty, this ensures that no one can punch out unless the schedule dictates that. So this ensures that someone will always be on duty and receive the alerts that come through. Let's take a look at my team. There's 3 members on my team: Doreen, myself, and Robert. Inviting people to your team is as simple as sending them an email. When they receive that email, they'll have a link to download the mobile app, and they will automatically be added to your team. A couple of other settings that we can go through here. Under persistent notifications, this means I am going to be persistently notified over and over until the alert is acknowledged. This gives you the security and sense of ownership, knowing that each one of your alerts will be acknowledged, or the phones just won't stop ringing. Escalate to a manager here. You can set this time, and anybody who is punched in as a manager will receive an escalated alert from this predetermined time. Talking about the alerts, let's go back to the mobile app, and we'll take a look at the signaling. In this case, I'm going to receive a push notification instantly, and after 2 minutes, if I have not responded to the alert, I'll then get a text message, and then perhaps I want to call after 7 minutes. Just sliding the sliders here is going to adjust the notification escalation chain that each user will receive. Now, we saw before that the fire alarm had a red signal and a fire extinguisher. We're able to go through and overwrite the values of titles and text that come through on the alerts. We can also change the color and the icon. So this will be able to, you can quickly pick up your phone, take a look at the color and the icon, and know which type of alert you're receiving. Adding keywords is going to ensure that this category is picked up when the event comes through. Back on the Services tab, we see that the fire category has changed with the green and the bomb. But let's say that I'm not part of I don't want to receive this type of notification. I can click on the little bell here and mute this alarm. Muting the alarms doesn't mean that you don't get them. You'll still see them in the mobile app. You just won't receive the push notifications or the voice calls or text messages that are associated with them. If we turn it off completely, I will not see this category at all when I'm punched in. Thank you.